We're live.
You're alive, I'm dead.
That's how I feel, yeah.
It's a long day at work, man.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. Oh, good. Got some nice chill music on.
Feeling it. Trying to figure out the right, the right volume for it, but we'll get it.
I like it. I can hear it.
Oh yeah.
Sounds beautiful.
All right. Don't mind like the mess in the background over there and your freaking bunny ears from the. Let me see if I can get it. Which way do I go?
That's it. That's
There
it.
we
Nope.
go. There, right there.
There it is.
Don't
Good
mind
job.
the bunny ears from back in the podcast live video days.
Yay.
Just show up with freaking bunny ears on.
I'm quirky.
Interesting.
I'm quirky like that. Yeah.
Interesting. Well,
Another Thursday, another stream.
yes. I'm gonna just start off. So
Let's do it.
I'll start
Hit
off
the
while
ground running.
I'll start off while no one's watching. So just in case there's a problem with it.
Nope.
mind
we got
my
one person.
Don't mind my murder weapon.
Oh, that's fine.
I don't want to dox myself, so I just realized I can't turn this around towards the
Oh
camera.
yeah, that's true.
I just have all my information on here.
Yep.
I'm gonna go right through the proof with my knife, and then have to.
It's just a proof.
I mean, that's like the coolest book of all, in my opinion.
I feel like it should be.
The proof is. Oh, okay, that looks pretty. You know, it's so freaking weird. Is I just saw
wingless.
this.
I wasn't sure if it was wingless or
No, this
the
is the back. So this is.
Oh.
I don't know. Hold on. I moved my camera. So this is the back.
I sees it.
And that is technically what if you buy the last wand in the next campaign, that's actually the money goes towards finishing wingless. Just the line art's completely done. It just needs to be colored and lettered. So pretty cool. I'm gonna hide the scan so somebody doesn't just scan it and say it's good to go and then end up all the books get sent to me.
Good to go. Send change address actually. Send here.
Yeah, it's funny. This kind of freaked me out because I opened it and it actually looked right off the bat. The colors look like they look like the colors for my variant cover for issue 1, and I'm like, don't tell me they sent me like the cover
That'd
for
be funny.
issue 1. But
I wouldn't put it past
like,
that specific printer.
It looks like it is. It's good.
Cool.
Yeah, it looks pretty.
Nice.
The colors are really nice on it. Looks like it came out. Proof. The machine's name is apparently Jamie.
All right, Jamie. Don't screw it up.
It ran at 9T, and there's some initials. So I'm guessing somebody looked at this, but
Could have been 10T, but you know, it's all right. 9T works.
let's take a look inside. Ooh, that's pretty. Just opening up the first pages.
It does look really
Like,
nice.
The colors just like, I mean, it just flows, man. Oh man, dude. Oh, I get so excited. Look at this. It's so pretty.
I like that fish page like a lot.
Dude,
It's the blue and the orange.
I should show something that people haven't seen. Okay, yeah, we'll do this one. You guys have seen this, but I haven't shown this on social media yet. But yeah, you got a shot of him. Oh, the glare, it's so bad.
It's no bad.
But yeah, I'm gonna have to go through this and take a, oh dude, oh my gosh. I don't wanna, can't see that page, but yeah, some of the concept art.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good, man.
Sweet.
Oh, this is so awesome.
Did you do anything with the cover, as in like texturize or anything? Because I know I went with that like satin finish, which I liked, but it was definitely like a game. I didn't know what it was. I was like, yeah, why not? And I liked how it felt, but I wasn't sure if it was.
I think I went glossy.
Okay.
I think I went the high gloss.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And I think I went with the gloss pages as well. I didn't go with like the cheaper interior.
Yeah.
But man, yeah, I just going through. I want to see the splash, but dude, dude. Oh man, it's so crazy to see your book like in your hand compared to on like the digital. It just looks so much.
It's so much better.
Okay,
like the page turns are great.
There it is. Dude, that is so pretty. I almost want to. I plan on like. I'm not gonna grade my proofs, but I'm gonna keep my proofs and I'm gonna sign them as a proof, and then maybe give them away one day as like a.
When we get big, when DC and Marvel have fallen, and all that's left is BentBox, we will sign our proofs.
We will have proof.
We will have proofs. Cool. We will sign them.
Well, that was it, man. Oh, dude, I didn't show you, and I wanted to show you. I don't make this all about me, but
I mean, I'm fine.
But I wanted to show you. You showed yours. I'll show you mine.
Oh yeah, you said you bought tape, right?
Yeah, I did. So
tape,
just for packaging. So yeah, there it is, the last one, tape.
That's sweet.
So
I never thought I would like tape so much.
I know. It's the 300-foot roll too, bro. Like
it's
that thing's
so big.
Gonna be on so many comic.
Well, I was trying to think about that because like a regular Gemini is about 10 inches or a little bit longer, and so 12 inches to a foot. Say if you want to wrap it all the way around, then you're looking at 2 feet per comic. You know what I mean? So if you're looking at that, that's really like 150 comics worth, which in theory could be one campaign if it's a good campaign.
For it, though.
But $30 is great. But that's what I was thinking too. I was like, oh, 300 feet. This is going to last me 4 years. And then I'm like, oh wait, this is 100 comics.
And then you did the math, and you're like, oh
yeah. It's like, well, math is good to do on the front end.
Math.
I was just excited. Buy tape.
Hey man, it just adds an extra little. Oh wait, I want to see.
Well, no, I got my enamel pins in.
Oh, nice.
So I mean, nothing too fancy, but just the Vinny sunflower pin.
I would wear that. I'd wear that to a freaking, banquet. That's pretty cool.
Banquet. Yeah, a little pin. So I got this. I got a couple. So
just a couple.
I got 300.
That's definitely like not a couple. A couple, I always got a couple and a few mixed up. Like
couples and 2, a few's 3.
One day, my nephew, who's 10 years old, goes, like a couple, that's like 2 people, right? And I'm like, oh my gosh, now I'll never get it wrong.
Right.
So now every time I say a couple or a few and I get mixed up, because technically a few, I guess, is like 2 or more. And
it's a couple. It's 3 or more, 2. I think.
3 or more, yeah. So I'm still wrong, but at least I know what a couple is.
Okay.
And and he said that one time, and now every time I think about it, I'm like, 2 people, that's a couple, and then I put it into my phrase correctly.
You sit in the middle of a conversation. John just looks. 2 people. So I bought a couple.
And they aren't actually 2 people that I bought.
You okay, John?
I'm okay. I'm sweating a little bit because it's freaking hot in my garage, and sadly, that's where. Oh my gosh, dude, it's so hot right now.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that fall weather coming in. My voice is. It doesn't sound too bad now that I think about it, but my voice is shot. I had soccer practice tonight for my kid, for my son, and the little turds wouldn't stop slapping each other's rear ends and humping each other and like just doing weird stuff. Kids are weird, man, now. And so I'm just like, get off each other. Stop.
This is soccer.
Yelling.
We play with the soccer balls.
Yeah, wrong balls.
Oh, goodness, man. Oh, those kids.
My voice is so hoarse right now. Ugh. Anyway. Cool. I like it. Nice update. I'm so excited for getting proofs. Getting proofs in is so much fun.
I wasn't, it was such a long day. I got it in the mail. It was kind of sad, and I'm like, okay. It wasn't like the first book, like the first book that I got.
Yeah.
And when you get that first book in, you're just like, everything I've worked for is here, right?
Yeah.
But then I thought it was weird because I put it on the table and I'm like, I'm going to wait until tonight to open it. And then the more it sat there, the more I got excited. And I'm like, man, my book's on that table. Man, I really want to open that book. Man, I really want to see it. And just built up to when we got to the stream. But I looking at it, just looking over it, man, wow. I love what I just saw already. So
yeah, look good. I like the colors a lot. Did you I haven't looked at it obviously, but every page you showed me, and this is something that I'm not sure how we're going to do with Sundowner Artificial, but it did look like you didn't have any pages where you had full color pages, as in there's no just white with panels in it.
Yes, yeah, it's
right?
Full colored. Yep.
Yeah, so like that's something I wanted to do in issue 1, but to be completely Artificial, but to be completely honest, I was like worried about Gabriel. He was the sole artist, so like I didn't want him doing extra work with like background stuff. So I had him kind of work a bit and finagle with the panels to make it at least engaging that way, which I think worked. But issue 2, I do think I want to try and make sure we have full color panels, especially now that we have a colorist. So, because it looks so much better. It just looks nice.
What's crazy is this guy, the guy that did this, Samuel, he freaking did everything except for like the lettering. But he would send me, he was so good, man. A huge shout out to him. I'll probably post his information in the link or whatever if we post this up. But he was super professional. He would send me the line art, and then we would say yay or nay, change this or that, and then he would go to the inks, and then he would go to the colored page. By the end of the week, you'd have 3. So I could always count on 3 pages coming in. Consistency. I can't talk.
I got you. A couple pages,
and a few pages each week, and 2 people. And so I was super excited about like working with someone who was like, he was on it, man. And I don't know, I could count on him the whole time. And we got this book done, I would say fairly quick. It's 44 pages plus your front back, so technically 46. But it's 44 pages of interior art, and he got it done, I think, in like 3 months, like 3 to 4, like just went through it. So I didn't, and a lot of people don't know, but the reason that I went with him as the artist, because a lot of people saw issue 1.
Hey, I told my kids they can come and say goodnight.
Get your kids out of here.
Good night. Love you guys.
Can you what was I gonna say?
I don't know. Go away.
No, I have a question.
Okay.
Go away, fill my water.
Mom can fill your water. I guarantee it. I think she can do it. Guys, when I said you can come say goodnight, I didn't say you could come yell at me. Good night. I love you. Shut my door, please. Good night. Anyway, continue. Hurts.
Anyway, so yeah, I don't know, man. I have no idea what I was saying, but
your artist did a really good job.
Yeah, no, he did a great job. That's pretty much where I was at. I mean, he did the colors, everything. So, shout out to him.
Nice.
The reason that's what I was saying. I was saying the reason I used him as the artist for issue 2 was because issue 2 is technically a flashback, and it's following one of the main characters the whole story. It's like a self-contained story about one of those characters. So I wanted that flashback, like different art style, and as well as it was a much more affordable for me to do that this time. Hopefully the campaign goes well, and we'll go back to issue 3 being with the same artist as previous issue 1 was done. That's the plan. We'll see how it goes. I also have Wingless that comes out even in between that point as well. So quite a bit of stuff on the horizon.
I'm excited for that. It's gonna be sweet.
Yeah.
Whew. Cool. Yeah, we had a
trying to talk for you.
You feel free. I appreciate it. I need it. We had. Do you have? when you said your artist sends you inks, and then you say yay or nay, do you get on like Discord or Skype or Zoom, or is it just through like email and text?
Through Facebook messaging. And it was so rare. So one thing that was awesome about Samuel was he just knew what I was trying to do. And I was surprised because we were new to working with each other, and everything he was coming at me with, I'm like, dude, I don't have to change anything. Like, you
That's
are
great.
on the same page. There was only one time where we switched, like we literally just took 2 panels and flopped them, because I felt like it just didn't work the other way around. But other than that, it was just, it was symbiotic.
You got it. You got it.
Okay.
First try.
Symbiotic. We're
It's
like
symbiotic.
We're like Venom.
You're a couple.
Yeah, he is the black all over me.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Is he? He's.
I almost said inside of me, but I changed that.
He's inside of me right now. Is he English as first language?
No, it is not.
Where's he from?
Oh goodness.
Sorry.
No. I want to say, man, it's been so long since we talked about it, but I think it was a full 12-hour difference. Like, I was waking up when he was going to bed.
Okay.
And he was going to bed when I was waking up. I think it might have been the Philippines.
Yeah, that sounds. I wouldn't doubt that. I know there's a lot of really good artists in the Philippines.
Yeah, I see them all the time.
Yeah, and to be fair, when you said it's like it's a little more affordable, that also checks out because
money
exchange
goes
rates.
A lot further.
Yeah, so that makes sense. Yeah, I was just wondering because that is Gabriel. I love Gabriel, and he's spot on with 99.9% of everything. But every once in a while, you have like English or language barrier stuff of where, can you explain this panel a little better? Because I have a description, and sometimes I'll put in little like colloquial phrases that we're used to as Americans. That he's like, what does this mean? I was like, oh, sorry. So I have to like break it down, but which is kind of fun. But speaking of that, we had our first official Artificial 2 meeting. Yesterday. We had our first official meeting yesterday. Gabriel came back with the first 10 or 15 pages sketched. So just your little circles and panel placement and everything like that. I was so freaking excited. Like, it's so much fun doing that. And then we had Sergio with us, who's our new colorist. So it was cool, like bouncing off ideas with him because, he's able to give in a little bit more insight or like advice on things. And so we're just able, and that's why I'm not saying you need to or anything. Hey, let me pop him in there. Hey, Dominic.
What's up, man?
Nice you to join us. So I'm not saying it's like a need per se to like have those actual full-blown meetings, but I would not want to do it over like I'm sure if he nails it, then there's no need to, in theory. But like, we went through the first 8 pages, and it's not even like the amount of changes that get done, but because I tell Gabriel to be completely and totally artistically free.
Yeah.
I tell him I wrote 7 panels. I wrote 6 panels. I wrote 5. I wrote 2 and then a question mark at the end because I might want more here, but I just don't know what it'll be yet. And that's how I'm writing all my comics so far.
Yeah.
But it works really well with Gabriel because he has a really good ability to run with what he's given. So, which is just fantastic. And so that's why we work so well together right now. So like, even then, there's no way we could have done this over. Like, so we're on a Discord call. I have the script up. He has the sketches up, and we're literally going panel. Like, all right, I like it. Flip, blah, 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 blah. And then to the point where we're adding a new front. The first page gets changed. We're adding a new front page. And then page 6, we ended up noticing that an action sequence was rushed. So we're like, let's freaking screw it. we're having this whole page. The whole action sequence is going to happen here, and then the transition is going to happen on the next page. We need more room, and so like it's just fun. It's just so much fun doing that. Like I love doing it, and so and then we're going back and forth because like one of the scenes has. I mean, I'm not trying to take things from things, but obviously we're inspired by things. But one of them has like kind of like a Halo 3 bubble shield effect that happens.
Yeah.
Like that thing that comes over. And as we're describing it, we're like trying to figure out how to fit it in the page. And then we're all just throwing ideas at each other. And it ended up working out really cool to where like, well, what panel is it going to be contained in? And I was like, well, why don't we just make the bubble the panel? And they're like, that sounds cool. And so it's just so much fun. Anyway, so it's
that chemistry, man.
It's so much fun, man. And it's also fun because they're not. If Gabriel watches this, I love you. Sometimes I see it where he's like, I went this way and I kind of like it, and then I go, I don't know if that fits. Let's and I try and be soft, and I go, you know what? I don't hate it. I like it, but what about this? And then we. But a lot of times I go with his advice, but I see it sometimes where he gets a little annoyed that I don't shut his idea down, but sometimes I'm like, I don't think this fits here. But other than very small times, we all said from the beginning, no ego. If my writing blows on this page, my writing blows. Let's change this. Let's swap this, that. So same with him. You know, he had an idea for like this really dynamic panel with Leonardo da Vinci, like just almost like in a Naruto run with two sculpting knives in his hands, and it's going to be like a whole page. And I'm like, I didn't write this in the script. I was like, it looks cool. I agree. It doesn't fit here. And he goes, all right. So he got bumped, but because he's excited and he wants to just draw cool things, which is also awesome. Anyway, so I'm so freaking excited for issue 2. It's coming together well. I think it's going to be done super quick. So that's what I'm looking forward to. Anyway, that's really the only update I have on my stuff.
I wanted to look at something. You reminded me of a page in this. I wanted to see if oh, there it is. Yeah, the shield.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so cool. Hey, don't look at that.
Yeah. Hey, everyone, avert your eyes.
Yeah, it's so pretty. Oh my gosh, I can't. I'm gonna have to look at it more afterwards, but I'm so excited, dude. Yep. Oh yeah. Andrew was telling me, Comic Andrew, was telling me that he is looking at creating his own IP. So
sweet.
I don't know if he, he's an artist, so it's a little bit different. You know, I don't know if you're. Tom, are you gonna be the writer and the artist, or are you gonna just do the art and have? I know you've asked me a few times for some help on some writing, which I'm more than happy to help with, but I've been kind of a loser on that, and I'm so busy. Crap.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always up for helping anyone. So if you need any help writing or even just an editor.
Yeah. Dude, I love helping. That's what the space is about, dude. The space is about helping. Like,
okay, yep, writer and artist, yeah, for sure. If you want to help, but it's NPA, everyone is busy. Yeah, that's 100% true.
Yeah,
because it took me. I had someone asked if I could. Someone put out into the ether, can someone look over my pitch to some illustrator company? And I was like, yeah, I'll look at it. And she sent it to me. It took me like 2 weeks to eventually open it just because I've been so freaking busy. And I kept forgetting. And I remember one day I was like, no. And I like went over. I can't remember. I think I had it on my iPad. And I was like, I just sat there and did it. But anyway, like it was fun going through everything. So I helped her, sent it, and supposedly went really well. So yeah, we're always down to help. All right.
Yeah. We're gonna. He and I are actually gonna be talking soon, later tonight, probably about some things. So I'm excited.
We need to have him on the stream sometime too. That'll be fun.
Yeah, the guy's freaking art is really good. So he's up and coming. I mean, at his age, man.
How old is he?
I believe getting just out of high school. I might be completely wrong on that, but I mean,
Young
his
blood.
art is phenomenal. Like
Cool.
when you're here, when you're that high at that age, there's just, I mean, you can go as far as you want to go if you just put your mind to it. But yeah,
sure.
man, I'm
I
excited.
follow an 18-year-old artist on Twitter that his art's insane, and it's just like bro, how? I think he
Dude.
just had like a really successful Kickstarter. He had like he ended up getting. He's so talented that it was almost he had like the. Hold on.
Nice. That's awesome.
That's pretty sweet.
That's
but
awesome.
Yeah, he ended up. Do you know who Matt Rife is?
No.
He's a stand-up comic who ended up just He's like, just objectively super hot, and he's this new young stand-up. Objectively, stand-up comic. But anyway, he blew up, and he's everywhere now. And this kid was kind of similar to where he like posted a couple of his things, and they're so freaking good that I noticed he just blew up. And so he's got tons of connections now. So I was like, yeah, if you're good, you're good, man. And so, and at that young age, it's awesome.
Yeah. I wish I started doing this so much sooner, man. But creating a comic just seems like so overwhelming, man. It just seems so.
How'd you know? Yeah, that's.
But yeah, I don't know, man. I definitely feel like the Art Jedi. Yeah, I know. Yeah, he's cool. I've seen him on a lot of streams, and I mean, both Andrew and him on a lot of David Finch's stuff.
Yeah, I think I remember like one of his earliest first tweets. Like that's why I remember seeing him pop up, and I was like, wow, that's pretty freaking good. I think it was 17 when he first started, and then
it's so funny because it's actually funny to say that because I actually got him and Andrew confused for the longest time because they were coming out at the same time. Like I saw their stuff at the same time, and I would get confused between like the art and who was who.
Yeah, and they're both great. So it's it's just like young, talented artists, and it's like, well, there's two right now. I don't know who's who. They're both really good. Oh, didn't mean to put it up again. Anyway.
Well, let's see. Let's see your campaign, bro. I want to see your campaign. It's live. Don't show the back account. No, I'm just joking.
We both were.
There you are. And I remember seeing like when we were in the Page One Comics days, man. We were all part of that jazz. So
yeah,
good times, man.
That was before my time.
That was COVID era. I mean, that was like straight up
deep in the Rona.
We were deep in the Rona, man, and it was a great time for comics. Like
I know that's another thing. Is like you got started not quite that early, but you got started. You started, and I'm like, man, I wish I would have started that early, like around that COVID era, because that prime time.
We met a lot of cool people, man. I met a lot of cool people. it was hard to come out of my shell at the time, but like going on a live stream, these are my first live streams ever, dude.
Yeah. There
it is.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. That was like, everybody was supporting, Page One at the time, and indie it was cool, man. And I don't know, I missed that feeling. I wish that we can bring it back. People just don't have the time that they used to have during COVID, and the economy's in a lot worse state. So there's a plethora of things that have kind of hurt it, but I still have hope.
Yeah, I will say, no, like the world's tiniest violin. I get it, but I will say, I think I have a tendency of trying to get into things at the worst time to get into them. Because it goes similar with because I try to do indie game design and then just try and get into a game company. I don't know. I'm sure you don't follow that much. I know Ziggy does probably a decent amount. The second I graduated, it was the worst time to get into game design. It was just like everyone basically the whole model changed. So like you hire a bunch of people, you lay them off, and then they get hired somewhere else, and then they get laid off, and then So there's no job security in game development anymore. Like a
It's
bunch of
happening
studios just
again.
closed. Yeah, it's happening right now again. A bunch of
Yeah.
studios just closed down. BioWare just laid off a butt ton of people. They're getting sued for it. So like that it's just funny because I was like, oh, I'm gonna become a game designer. I can't wait to work in the game field. Nope. It was the wrong time to do it.
I miss Mark, man. I miss Mark.
That was all Chinese.
Yeah,
to me.
Mark. You know what? Hold on. I'll be back. I gotta go get one of his covers.
Okay, fine. I'll hold down the fort.
Don't mind my white legs.
I did notice those.
So
You
Mark,
need to wear booty shorts more often to work.
so Mark did this cover. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah.
But
It's pretty cool. Sedora.
I got it. Isadora, yeah. I got
Isadora.
it
Oh, I see it.
for because he was the cover artist on it. And his art was just so good, man. And I remember Mark giving me a ton of advice about a lot of stuff. So I miss that guy. But yeah, Andrew's saying he still talks to him. I know he became a dad at a pretty late age. Honestly, he's an older feller. So he ended up becoming a dad later on, and I know it took a lot out of him. He already had some back issues and stuff like that, so he couldn't really sit long on streams and all that jazz. But
yeah,
really, he was one of those guys, just like everyone else, man. They just wanted to help other people, and he was there when I needed him.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, hopefully he's doing good though. Anyway,
I feel like it's that thing where like I'm talking about my friends, and you're like, I have no idea who
I don't know. I'm being genuine. I hope he's doing well, but I don't know him.
Yeah, it's true.
I wish I did. Sounds like a cool
There's
guy.
a lot of guys, man. I mean, we need to have like an old school stream. See if I can't get like the
your connections going.
The old crew, crew back together or whatever.
See if you can get him on. Like, try and get some connections going, and we'll have a fun stream probably, maybe. One at a time. We already talked about how chaotic it can get.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So show me the beautifulness of your compagne.
No, I think I'm good. All right, hold on. So I'm down to go over it with a fine-tooth comb and get some opinions.
This would be good for Andrew too.
Yeah.
Because for when the time comes for a campaign, we're going to talk a little bit more about it. I don't know. I think I'm sticking to Kickstarter. And I'm trying to stick to one platform. I'm not really sticking to it for any given reason. It's where I started.
Technically, I'm planning on
all my backers are. So
well, technically, I'm planning on doing that too. It's the idea of the second chance campaign. That's the only reason. Otherwise, because Artificial 2 is going to be on Kickstarter, yada yada yada. So hold on, why can't I present?
There's we've talked about this a little bit, but there's generally a format for almost all Kickstarters that you can follow.
Yeah, which I think I got, but who knows? Yeah. Anyway, I think you can see it, right?
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah. Hold on.
You can make it bigger.
Well, what the heck? All right, I'll take it. I'm not going to complain at all about that.
It's actually a lot clear.
Wait, don't tell me. Ziggy, did you do this?
Of course he did. Of course he did.
I've been waiting. I love you, Ziggy, but I was like, Ziggy's going to do the big one, and I don't know if I'd love to put him in there. It's going to be an awesome page. Trust me, I'll make it really cool looking.
Dude, he's going to be the big zombie. He can dress up like the character that you guys create for Comic-Con. That'd
be awesome. That would be awesome. Anyway, thanks, Zig. I'm just assuming. I can actually check later.
Oh no! You don't have to assume. Here you go.
Actually, I'm gonna look right now. What did he say? It?
Look in the screen.
Where? Oh, well, I'm not looking at the stream anymore.
Oh yeah, he's got the emoji.
Yeah. All right.
So I'm gonna
Thanks,
put
Zig, I love you.
$1,000 tier up, Zig.
Yeah, for real. You have to go big or go home. So, Andrew and Ziggy, our 2 viewers who are watching,
and those who follow.
This is my Indiegogo campaign for the second chance of Artificial One. So, being frank, it is currently, except for Ziggy, which I at this point I almost feel like is a sympathy backing, but I appreciate it. Going, whole ham on it. For the most part, is a pretty big dud.
Well, you're only
I've
2
gone-
days in, man.
No, I'm 3. I kicked it off Monday.
Yeah.
So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'm 4 days in. I went yesterday and the day before with 0 backers. So I went 48 hours with no backers, which is a pretty decent period of time without any traction.
And where are you advertising again?
Where?
Yeah, where?
What is everywhere?
Okay, for 500.
Okay. Yes, everywhere.
Okay.
No,
Yeah, right.
literally. If you follow Instagram, Threads, Twitter, Blue Sky, TikTok, my days for the last 4 days have been, and I'm not a passive guy, so this would make sense if I just kind of threw it up and didn't do anything with it.
Yeah.
I've been so freaking active over the last 4 days. Every day I end with a migraine, just because I've been staring at a computer screen or a phone all day.
Mm-hmm.
Of just tweet, Instagram, TikTok. Reddit. I took my own advice and went to Reddit. I joined a bunch of subreddits and comic book stuff, and I got enough clout there to actually post things. So I'm posting things there. So this is being shoved into everyone's faces across the world through every platform.
And I said this the other day. It blows my mind how everyone on social media is about they're anti AI, right? Like AI,
Mhm.
screw that, And then you have a book that is literally that.
Yeah,
it's
that's
all
not-
about what would happen if they took over. And
Yeah, I do think that a lot of people are a little more bark than bite on the indie comic community. It that's just from literally posting and being very active in it. That's just what I've noticed.
Yeah.
Anyway,
but at the same time, we talked about last time. A lot of these people are creators too, and they just don't.
Oh, yeah.
They're working on all their stuff. We're trying to find the readers. That's what we're trying to get to.
Yeah, that's another thing. So I've been trying to find those. So I don't know if you've noticed on Twitter, but I've been going to a lot of artist and writing accounts, and then finding
Mhm.
their followers and seeing who's readers, and then I'm trying to basically go to their posts and interact with them. So there's no lack of trying.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm just mentally exhausted, and it's only 4 days in.
Yeah.
And then just to give you another idea, so that was my full campaign. It's short and sweet. It's not too long, which to me, the only thing I can see that I'm doing differently is I've seen a lot of campaigns that have you scroll forever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And just, I don't know if that's just the secret sauce, but it's not, I don't know. It's not appealing to me. It's an information overload. You really need to be able to hit the main points well and succinctly. To me, that way it catches my attention, because if I have to read for a ton amount of time and then go through a bunch of different things, I start losing interest in the actual campaign.
Yeah.
It's information overload. So anyways, that's why I try to keep it short and sweet. Once again, went with a very minimal amount of whatever's perks is what they're called on Indiegogo. They're also priced pretty low. Could be lower. It could be honestly even lower, but in comparison to 99%
The
of
graphic
other
design
campaigns.
awesome on this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, I'm a little annoyed, but I guess it just is what it is. Not really much I can do. I literally am just gonna keep grinding and then pray it happens. But to give you a little insight, like here's the thing, we were talking, and this is for Andrew. That way everyone has a little bit of insight into it. A lot of factors come into this kind of thing, and including time of month, actual month of the year is also a big thing. Like November, December are bad months for campaigns. October isn't a bad month in theory for campaigns. I looked into that. You want to try and focus on a specific time of day to release. There's a bunch of different things. Other than picking the second week of the month, that would be the only thing I would say would be against me in the stat department. Everything else is fine. I went off the stats that I could find. So that I did fine from what I can tell. I had 10 people following.
Mm-hmm.
From what I can tell, I don't think any of them other than you, John, unless Ziggy was also following. Other than you, that's it. Just one person. That'd be you. So out of 10, only one person has converted so far. That doesn't mean the other ones might not later, but only one.
Yeah.
Then out of organic growth, as in like other backers, so you see 5 right here. I know all of the backers except for one, and that guy grabbed this one. So that's another thing that seems a little odd to me, is like it's just nothing. It's literally nothing.
Yeah.
And this guy's in the UK. I don't think I've ever interacted with him or anything. So I think that one's like a pure, like organic grab. Everything else is nothing. And then out of the amount of times I have posted the link, which I don't need to show you all. I mean, I could. Like, there's campaign insights. I like Indiegogo's setup. I do, to be honest. There's a couple of things that I wish they would show. I might as well show. I mean, there's no harm in showing you. 269 visits.
A lot of visits.
Now, I want to say probably 100 of those are from me.
So I just go into the campaign.
Yeah, I have it on my phone and I'm not logged in. I just have it on my phone to do a quick update. And so I do not doubt that 100 of those are from me. But even then, 169, not bad. So obviously here's the chart, nice and fancy, doing an upward thing, which is good from what I've been told. So here's something interesting. Campaign owner driven, $43. Other, $40. I don't really know what that is. Indigo driven, 0. Funds via Indigo. So basically, Indigo supposedly drives backers through website, email programs, promotional channels outside of anything you do. It's just what Indiegogo does. Nothing's come from that. To the point where I don't know if they are promoting or how that works. I'm assuming not. A whole bunch of zeros here. So, anyway, that is, it is kind of interesting. But there was another page where, and I'll just click off. That's pretty much all the information you need.
Well, comics are in a weird spot right now, man.
Yeah, but like, so I have posted the link. I don't know, a ton, like a lot. I've even also, for Andrew's knowledge, I've ran TikTok campaigns, like actual ads, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. I didn't do one on Facebook yet, but all for only $10 each. So not a lot, just $10. But according to the algorithm, $10 will get you roughly 1,000 to 2,000 clicks. And then obviously you have to try and hope that that has at least a 1% turn rate. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like even a 1% turn rate on 1,000 clicks, not bad. Yeah. So I'll take it. So I did that for 3 different platforms. My TikTok got 4,500 views, and I did the promotion on the trailer, that 30-second trailer, with a link, obviously linking it to the Indiegogo. I got 4,500 views. No clicks. Like, okay. Same with Twitter. Same with Instagram. Like, okay. So it was $30, but it was kind of like it was more of a test, just
Yeah.
to see what would happen. Nothing.
Yeah.
And then based on those numbers, I've looked into how much I have commented, tweeted, or linked the campaign's link out there into the ether. And out of all that, I think I've had 30 clicks total. So not only is no one like, I would understand it if people were coming and seeing it and then leaving, but a lot of it isn't really doing anything.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah, I'll consider it, but at this point, I'm Ziggy. I'm throwing money into like if there's a fire over here in the corner of my room, and I'm just like going, here's $10. So as much as I would love that idea, and I'll look into it, I'm trying everything, so we'll see. That would be the only thing I haven't tried. I've also been I've been watching streamers like Ziggy mentioned a while back, trying to get into like the Comics Den, stuff like that. No, not right now. What do you need it for? It's out there somewhere, I think. My word, my kids. Anyway, so I'm at a bit of a loss. Any thoughts and prayers would be nice. But any thoughts would be great. Now, to be fair, Andrew and everyone else, yeah, and that's what I've been doing. Like I've been as social as I physically can, and that's another thing. Like I retweet, I post, everything. I try and interact with people. I try and ask people to get on their streams. No one answers back, so like I don't really know what to do about that. I repost other people's campaigns because someone who offered me $150 for a really good advice said that as long as you repost things, you're fine. It's like, okay, buddy. So that's not really a thing that I've noticed because I haven't seen a direct correlation between me interacting with them and then them returning the favor. So there's been no interaction there to show that it means anything.
Yeah.
I'm still doing it, but I'm just saying there's nothing that shows. So weird situation.
It's a tough space right now. I mean, there are even some of the bigger indie creators, man. They're getting 20, 25. Dude, back in the day, man, like you can get upwards of 50 to 70 for the same creator, just different time periods. I think that it's a bit harder. People are in more financially, tight space, but at the same time, like, I don't know, we're going to be doing 4 cons this year. By the way, Andrew, if you're in Florida, man, we'll be at cons this year, so that'll be exciting.
That's what I'm banking on at this point.
Yeah, we'll be just trying to get out there, get more engaged with people, and I was watching a guy. I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to learn as we go. I was watching a guy. He's like, depending on your book, there's 2 things. Mainly, know who your audience is, right, and who would like this kind of thing, right. So in your case, creators are going to be big into an anti-AI book. You think,
are they?
But at the same time, creators are the worst people to market to. So it's really hard. And then the other thing was, I completely forgot what was it.
There's a couple things. At least 2.
There's at least 2. The marketing aspect of it, like, and the guy kept saying, well, you got to bring your audience to the platform. Your audience. We don't really have an audience. I mean, even if you look at your like Twitter or social media, you don't have like a big audience. I don't either, right?
Yeah.
So it's like trying to build that audience that's the hardest part, getting the follows, getting the likes, but then making the connection. And that was the big was he's like, you got to connect with somebody. And he was using examples like, somebody can agree with you on something, but everyone agrees with somebody on something. But if you can make that connection to them, he's like, I know people who he said, they buy the books based on the writer or the artist or the colorist and nothing more. And he says, what does that tell you? Is it about the book or is it about the connection with the person? He said it's about the connection with the person. So he said that's what you have to drive, and that's what you have to try to get. But that takes time.
Yeah.
And
That's why I mentioned
Still,
this to you earlier, that that's the thing that I'm stuck on a bit. I was like, I get that 100%. But like my artist has around roughly 5, and the cool thing about my artist, and I love Gabriel, he, before we did artificial, he had artificial 1. I think he had 2100 followers. And then as soon as artificial 1 completed and then we started really sharing it and it got out there, he jumped to like 6500 followers. Like he almost tripled or something like that. So he blew up in that time, and he gets tons of engagement on his stuff. Zero engagement, like he shares and likes and comments and posts about the comics. So like that is another odd thing where it's like, okay, maybe it's just not what his fans want, even though they came because of it, from what I can tell, the first one. So that's the interesting thing there, is like, okay, he has an audience that has a connection with, but doesn't really seem to be turning anything from it, which is fine. And then on my end, like you said, we don't really have a big audience, but I am in no way being passive. So like, I will say, since the start of this, since a week before this campaign started, so 2 weeks ago, I've gained, and this doesn't sound like a lot, but I think I've gained 15 followers. 15 followers in a 2-week period is insanely different than from before this campaign started, in which case I don't think I had gained a follower for a month or two at a time, very slow. So I gained 15 followers over the last 2 weeks. Almost all of them were through direct connection, to where I'm commenting on posts. I'm not just like, hey guys, comics, here's my comic, like strangling people with it. I'm like, hey, what's your favorite horror movie? I watched this today. It was really good. Oh, I like your suggestion. It's been completely like organic outreach, basically. And I've gained followers from it. So I understand that idea of marketing and that aspect of it, and I'm not bad at it. I'm decent at it. I'm getting followers from it. Just nothing turns. So at this point.
Yeah.
So that's another thing, is where like I appreciate all the advice coming, except for the guy who offered $150. I haven't heard his advice. I'm sure it's worth $150, but I'm doing all that. So that's where I'm just not sure. Yeah. The only thing I haven't done is walked into a physical comic book shop, like Ziggy mentioned, which, to be fair, I have done in the past, and they don't really do anything. Reflection Comics did. That's why I was a really big fan of them. So in theory, I have, but just not about this campaign. And then as far as small streamers and something, I haven't really done that yet. So yeah, I'll try it. But once again, I'm throwing a lot of money into a fire pit. The whole point of this is to help me get Artificial 2 going. And if I spend $350 on a trailer, $150 on some dude's advice, $150 on some streamer who might show the trailer, you know what I mean? $50 on internet ads. That's 10 pages.
Yeah.
And saw diddly squat from it on the campaign. So do I keep throwing money at it, or do I just make 10 pages?
Yeah.
So that's my anyway. That's my current situation. So if anyone has any other advice, feel free to give it to me. Otherwise, I'll be every day for the next.
I'm trying to find a tweet where there's a pretty big creator who was kind of asking writers and people what they were struggling with, and yeah, I don't know, man. I'm trying to, because I wanted to go over it, but I forget. Yeah.
It was a tweet that like a bunch of people commented on.
Yeah, it was a lot of people who were like, he's pretty much said, hey, what are you guys all struggling with out there? He's a successful writer, and he was like, I want to help. And a lot of people were really kind of saying a lot of the same things you are right now. And, and his answers are pretty decent. And I was reading through them just to see what his replies were. Because, Well, I don't know. Maybe we can go over them next week. I'll have to pull it up.
I mean,
thought
yeah,
it
we got a couple minutes if you can find them. Otherwise, yeah, we can do it next week.
was right here. Okay.
Hey, we found it.
Yep. I'm gonna share this. Dox myself.
No, don't do it.
Present. We'll just do
Present.
Share. Can you see this? Can you see it?
Oh yeah, I saw it. Travis Gibb. I almost commented on it, but I didn't.
Yeah. So
I was in a hothead moment, so I didn't want to tweet.
Yeah, marketing. Oh yeah, marketing. You know, his reply: "You have a new product, and let's be honest, it's a baby." That looks. Who's talking? Money ran out years ago, so this is an uphill battle. Yeah. So that the money ran out. There's so many different things.
Yeah,
In
there
the
are.
comic space. Show them the knowledgeable about the Lovecraft. Partnerships. We know that partnerships don't generally work out between artists and writers. A lot of people want to try to get, hey, I'm a writer, you're an artist, let's work together on it. It doesn't. Even good friends, and that's okay. Everybody's got a lot of, they're busy, but
Yeah.
I mean, at the same time, people are trying to find a way to get out there, and so they're reaching out anything. This guy, B.A. Turner, his campaign.
Yeah, I saw that one.
But
wait, what'd you say? It didn't fund?
No, it did. His campaign did fund.
It was
but
struggling too when we went to look at it, right?
It was struggling. He had a lot of big artists working with him. A lot of I don't follow him actually. And a lot of big name people, and yet he was still struggling. So that was kind of interesting to me. But he was saying, finding novel readers or gaining access to them. He said that's super hard. So I mean, right off the bat, this is a guy who knows what he's talking about.
Yeah,
that's super hard. But sadly, it's super weird. But the only way to get people to read novels is to write more. The more titles you have, the more trust the audience has when it comes to novels. It's also gamers, way more sales on Amazon.
Garners, yeah.
It also garners. But the one thing too, like, that is so true, but it is, and that's why we were going back to, that's why we have finished products before we release, I don't know what more trust you can get than that. When you can show a book before they even back it. But we're trying to do all the right things, I think, like, going back, it's tough, man. I'm trying to find some more, getting readers, that's one we keep talking about, getting readers. Everyone who gives Grim's Edge a try has given me very positive feedback, and you're going to associate with this, but there's just not enough buzz to spread word about it. And he said, how are you going about that? I release webcomic, multiple platforms, media, and spread the word, partake in self-promotion calls and Twitter X and so on.
Yeah, same. I mean, except for
don't we all?
Yeah,
that's huge. Don't we all? Because everyone is. I think the key is just making sure you do one bit of marketing each day to grow your stuff. So it's a time thing.
Oh yeah, I get it.
It's gonna take time, but we'll see, man.
Yeah, no, I get it. That's the only reason why I'm a little confused by it, mainly because I could see it be more of it makes more sense to me based on the campaigns that I've been watching, because you can't 100% say that the audience just isn't there and they're not making enough money because there isn't a lot of people spending money. I'm seeing campaigns fund. You know what I mean? And no offense to some of them, but some of them, like John and I have gone over, it's like, okay, we're only seeing 1 or 2 pages. It doesn't look fully completed. Like that's a couple red flags here and there. They're still funding.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. And then we go to
Kickstarter space. You just gotta have,
that's why I was looking at Indiegogo as well to try and gauge it. Plenty of people are funding on there. So it's just interesting. Like, it would make more sense if I had a couple random organic views and backers than I do. But seeing as 100% of my backers, except for one dude who gave $3, is only people I know, it doesn't make a ton of sense, because it means no one's come in 4 days. So that's where it's like, that's weird. It would make more sense if I stopped at like a 50% mark than at where I'm at. But then again, it has only been 4 days. Maybe it'll do better. We'll see.
Yeah, this is all kind of,
we're all struggling with the same thing.
Yeah, and going back to just that's a guy who knows the industry, man. He's been in it for a while. He's been successful. I think he even put a post. He's made $211,000, not including a few other books,
It's not bad.
that he's run. So, he knows what he's talking about, and yet he's seeing the struggle. And I don't want to. The thing with me is I'm like, man, what's the key, right? And I don't want to like complain, but like I'm like, man, it's a crazy deal when you're technically doing everything correctly, and yet
Yeah.
you feel like you're still like just struggling.
Yeah. I did a very passive aggressive tweet the other day, but I kept it somewhat secret. Well, I didn't know it was this much of a struggle. Yeah, sorry. We're not trying to rain on anyone's parade, but
Oh no,
definitely
not at all, no.
be warned that it's a struggle. You're trying to sell yourself, you're trying to sell your product, that especially if it's a new IP, something no one's ever heard of, you have to find a way to get people interested in it. It's a grind. If you have any kind of following, you'll have a leg up. But if you're definitely like starting from square one, like we kind of did, it's a little more difficult to really gain that following, especially now. No offense, Elon, but what the frick is going on with Twitter? So it's gotten a little more difficult. But I think you'll probably be fine, to be completely honest, because we've seen your art. If you want any help,
man.
yeah, use your connections for sure. That's another thing. I'm
Yeah.
trying to use my connections, but no one's messaging back. Like Cody, keeping it geekly. Yeah. So I've reached out to him multiple times, and he's told me he'll get back to me like so many times. Nothing. And then
That was kind of how it was when we first did that, and then I actually let it go, and then he came back to me later on and was like, "Hey,
yeah, that's why I just let it go."
yeah."
But I'm just worried he's going to get back to me November 1st. I'm like, well, I appreciate it, but a little late. And then there's another guy who's like, I'll get you a calendar and we'll set up a date. And he's like, I understand you got the campaign running in October. Don't worry. I've like emailed him like 3 times. He hasn't said anything. So I'll get you my stuff. Don't worry. Anyway, I agree. I am not one to complain. I hate complainers. I do. It bugs the crap out of me. That's why I'm trying not to complain. I'm trying to more express what I'm noticing, and then also just be honest about it being odd to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not complaining. It just does seem odd. But
yeah,
that's all I can do.
It's different for everyone, man. I mean, like, and not, and like you said, man, not in any way, shape, or form trying to bring anyone down. I mean, I'm super excited about, man, dude, the cons. Like, it's something to look forward to. Interacting with people. I mean,
yeah,
my buddy or one of my friends was like, hey, how much is it for a booth? And I told him, he's like, oh, well, that means you gotta, yeah, it's a huge learning process. But he's like, you gotta sell, at least 15 to 20, or not 15, like 100 books or so to even like make up the cost for all the cons, that you're going to do that year. And I'm like, to me, that money, it's more about getting together with people, and I don't even care about the money at that point. Like, it's making a connection with people. So, there you go. Cons help so much. Trust me, it's where you get the most exposure. So,
yeah,
I mean,
that's the whole reason why I said that. I was like, we got to do cons.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's,
I don't know. I don't know. We'll try different things, but we're trying.
Yeah, that's why it's like, it's a pain, but it was just going to help soften the blow of me having to put in all the money for Artificial 2. But it's in no way going to be like, oh man, I can't do art. No, heck no. Especially after yesterday's meeting, I'm so freaking excited for how it's coming along already, and we just have the sketches. So Artificial 2 will be done. It's going to be done by the end of November, hopefully. December is one of the worst months for crowdfunding, so I'm considering I'm considered crowdfunding, like you said, July or June. No, fudge. January,
July.
along with our first
Yeah.
con and like having it be a thing, or
Mm.
not crowdfunding. I'm considering that because
Yeah.
at this point, maybe, but the amount of time, money, and stress that goes into a crowdfunding campaign that fails, I don't feel like doing it. Especially if I can get it printed and just sell it at the cons. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean,
So that's where I'm on the fence about. I'm not sure what I want to do.
yeah. Well, we'll learn as we go.
Yeah. Anyway,
So
sorry to bring down the stream, but
no.
that was it.
Alrighty, guys. Well, another week, another. Hey,
Another-
check your
another
backers. See
stream.
if you can get
All
another
right,
backer.
John. All right, John.
Oh, I just want to
Ziggy.
see.
Ziggy bought 2 of the thing. He wants to be in there twice.
Yeah. Right.
Hold on, it's taking a while to load. No, same.
I'm gonna pitch. I'm
Huh?
gonna pitch my book one more time.
Yeah, pitch your book before we end it.
The proof
Last
for
one, too.
issue 2 of The Last Wand is in. That's going to be another book coming out, hopefully. That will be made. The lineout's all done for this. I just need to do the coloring and lettering for it. But the book is done. I showed some of
It
these off
looks
at the beginning of the
freaking
stream,
awesome.
but the colors, man, it's so good. It's so much different in person, man. I don't know. I was I'm scared like you, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna do a Kickstarter. I don't know how it's gonna go. We did really well on our first one, but again, this is a very different time, very different environment. That was a year ago. So issue 2, I'm gonna be giving away issue 1, the PDF for free, so people can get caught up. And that was a huge debate for me. I was like, my wife's like, oh man, you don't give anything away for free. I'm like, well, I can use it to bring people in to issue 2. Even though issue 2 is a self-contained book, I still want people to understand and know, I've created a book before. I've published it. It was successful on Kickstarter. You got to bring all that information in. So the book's done. It's ready to go. The Kickstarter will launch probably, I would say, second week in November. And go through second week of December and see how it goes. I'm gonna do what you're doing, what you did, and really promote it and push it out there, and try to get people psyched. But seeing the book in person and holding it, I did it on stream. It's completely made me feel so much more comfortable. And I don't know if it's an insecurity thing, but it's almost like I have to approve of it, and know that it's good. I have to know that what I'm selling you or a backer is good for me to feel comfortable doing it. I don't want to give you crap. So now that I've seen it, and now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, this is exactly what I wanted it to be. I feel so much more confident now to put it out there more. And so anyway, that was
also one less thing you have to worry about as for a campaign perspective, because some people who have it half finished and they're like, okay, I have to finish the other half before I can ship it. It's like, nah, we're done.
That was a beautiful thing. Yeah, with yours and mine. When the Kickstarter ended, I went through the analytics. I saw who had it. I literally went straight to Comics Wellspring.
Yeah,
got it printed.
That's awesome.
Sent to my house, and out within 2. Well, we got hit with we literally got hit with Ian right after we funded, and so all the shipping was pushed back, but only by a month. I got it out within 2 months. So people. Well, that's what I don't get too. People will do a book and then literally it won't be there for a year and a half. People will get it and then people will come back and back them again, which, whatever. Maybe the book was amazing or whatever, but at the same time, I'm like, dude, I don't know. It's a year and a half. You got to think a year and a half. I'll get a surprise in the mail. I don't know. Some people might like that.
Sometimes I do like that, to be honest. I was like, ooh, what's this?
Dang.
Not ideal. All right. That's it, though. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out with us on another BentBox live stream. Tomic, I will get you that information. And Ziggy, I will go to a local farmer's market. All right. We'll see you guys later. Au revoir. I'm ending it.